Welcome to On Fighting in Thailand, the best news and analysis covering the economics and infrastructure of Muay Thai. I'm Matt Lucas, journalist, commentator, and ex-Muay Thai fighter. Make stronger fighters, make stronger people. Today we will be talking to Max Baggio as part of our series on promoters. If you'd like to reach me, you can follow me on Instagram, MattLucasMuayThai, or email me at a.matt.lucas@gmail.com. Thanks to all the people that have supported me so far, sharing the podcast, leaving reviews. If you'd like to leave a review, that would be super helpful. You can do so on the iTunes store. Coming up on June 11th, I will be having a marketing for Muay Thai fighters seminar online. If you are interested, DM me. We will be going over how to get sponsors and how to retain them, what type of content to post, and how to best grow your audience. Thank you, as always, to Patrick Rivera for helping me get this show started. So a little bit about Max. He's been a long-term promoter in Italy. Also recently started working with the WBC, which has made some big strides lately in the sport. It was really great to talk to him. So without further ado, the interview with Max. Max, thank you so much for coming out today. How are you doing?
Thank you for inviting me, Matt. I'm very happy to be here. And now I'm working, I'm in Bangkok for working for WBC for some project. We are to developing amateur section and professional, of course.
Awesome. Well, that's definitely something we'll talk about, but I wanted to ask you more because you have a pretty rich history promoting, especially in Italy. You started in 1999. Can you talk about how you got started and what that was like?
Yes, my first international event was in 99. I was with ISKA for the kickboxing world title and Muay Thai European title. For kickboxing, fought Mark Russell. He won with Italian fighter Franz Haller. Franz Haller was very popular around the world at the time. Mm-hmm. And for the Muay Thai ISKA European title, fought Alexei Ignash, that is a very, very popular fighter, was a very popular fighter against Mario Montrasio, who was another Italian fighter. Then I started with other event and, the other title to promote Italian fighter as my best was possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something you said off air was how important it is for you to promote Italian fighters because it is your country. But how has Italian Muay Thai developed since 1999?
Oh, that time was very difficult for Muay Thai. That time start just in 90. And but the level was not so high. Like now it's quite better, of course, so it's different. And also for, the trainer, they had less experience, just few trainers in contact with Thailand at the time. So the Muay Thai was very low. But now step by step, everything is changing, and we have some Italian fighters that are doing great fights around the world. This is very good, but we need more time, of course, to challenge a country like France, like England. That's another level at the moment.
Why do you think that countries like France and England have developed more than, say, Italy?
Oh, I think they start different. Mm-hmm. They start different. Our background in Italy is more about kickboxing, and of course, 30 years ago is not real kickboxing, but like karate contact. And some other country, they started with Muay Thai. They have a lot of experience in Thailand. They travel a lot to grow trainer, to grow fighter. So this gap now is big, no? Mm-hmm. It's a big gap because you can find in England, I think 30, 40 strong fighter for one weight categories. In Italy, 3, 4. So this is the gap. It's a big gap.
Are you seeing more Italian athletes coming over to Thailand for longer stays, or are Italians mainly staying in Italy?
Yes, few fighters. They trained here a lot. Claudio Moruso, for example, he lived here a few years. He fought a lot of time here, and he got big experience about Muay Thai. And some other fighter too, they come here sometimes for some few months to train here, to fight here. But that is different, no? Because if you live here, few here, and of course you can have a good level, you can win maybe stadium, maybe in few big event, you can start to get more money. But if not, it's difficult to survive here, not to live, to survive here, because life become more expensive. And you need to support maybe from family or someone that can help you. Without it, it's very difficult.
Yeah, for sure. But going back a little bit to when you started promoting, why did you start promoting?
I started to promote because I was in Italy, and at that time the activity was very poor. Just few events. Some good promoter, of course, but not a lot of activity for the fighter. And for the fighter, if you want to grow the fighter, you want to help them to grow, you need to make more activity. You need to find fighters from around the world. You need to invite them in Italy to fight. Italian one, so they can make more experience. Because the main problem for the fighter, if they want to grow, they have to go outside. But it's difficult that you can find a promoter that will invite your fighter to help him to grow. It's impossible. He will invite your fighter, but he wants that him fighter will fight. So it's difficult to find the right fight. So you need to invest in Italy, you need to promote in Italy, and you need to invite the fighter to Italy.
That makes a lot of sense. And logistically, how often were you throwing shows?
Oh, depends from which show. I worked before with lot of promotion, a few promotion that they to want to start to Italy, to promote in Italy, like Kunlun before, and Muay Thai Premier League 10 years ago, and the Contender, you remember the Contender? I did in Italy one official event for the Contender, and Onesong Chai, lot of event with Onesong Chai, and some even like Kunlun, they have at high standard quality level for the production. So in that event, we need to work with good service, with the best one, service for TV productions, light, sound, and everything. Some other events are more quiet, so you don't need to invest so much for the production, but you can invest more for fighter.
And let's talk about some of those shows that you mentioned. What was it like putting on or helping the Contender do a show in Italy?
At that time, one promoter in Italy, he did one Contender selection, Contender elimination, but was like not real. So I asked to, I think more than 10 years ago, 12, 13, 14 years ago, I asked to WBC to do in Italy one real official with real belt and everything, the Contender. So they said, okay, the standard is okay, we can do it, and we did. And only, the problem, the Contender closed, so so the winner cannot do nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing more. Next step, finish.
I understand. And what was it like working with Onesong Chai? He's a very notable promoter out here in Thailand, but I actually wasn't aware that he'd done that many international shows. I know he'd done some before, but I didn't know that much about it.
But Sonchai, I think was the first to come to Italy to promote Muay Thai at high level in Trieste. The promoter was Alessandro Gotti. He did a few crazy events. Best fighter from Thailand. It's crazy, really crazy. It's workout for there also.
Oh yeah.
And then they stopped because that was very difficult to follow that kind of situation because it was very expensive. And we started with Son Chai, I think also more than 10 years ago. And we started to promote a few events for S1 title. And also we did together a World Championship for Amateur, World Championship for Son Chai, One Son Chai. International amateur tournament. So with the Thailand team, the few fighters from Thailand for the amateur tournament, in the Saturday night, the gala, the professional gala. One time for No Parat. I remember that one tournament was No Parat inside the tournament, a Kapon Lek. Kapon Lek was very famous in Thailand. Now I live in Italy. And at the final, they fought. In the final of the tournament was Noparai. Okay, Noparai was younger than Kauponlek. But it was very crazy to see again Kauponlek versus one Thai star. At that moment, Noparat was very strong. And so, sometimes you like to promote the event, but you like to do also what you like to do. No?
Yeah.
What you're looking for. And the passion you put inside the passion every time because you want to do something special, no?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm sure it was super interesting working with Onesong Chai and bringing over Thai athletes as well. You mentioned that you have worked as a matchmaker and helped out with other shows. And of course, you've matchmade with some of your own promotions. What is that like? What are you looking for when you're trying to matchmake?
Oh, of course you are looking for the best fight, but it's not easy at all. But I like to choose the fighter and you see the quality, the main quality from the fighter to find the right opponent to make a exciting fight. And but it's not everyone is it's not easy. It's not very easy at all. But anyway, I try to do this. For me, the matchmaking must be like this. It's an entertainment show, and the people have to have fun, and must be a real fight. This is also very important because sometimes you try to find fighter, maybe some fighter they have good name, I don't want to fight anymore, or they just look for some money. Also, it's not difficult. It's not easy. Sorry, it's not easy to find the right way every time. But we try to do our best, and of course, we try to find the right opponent for the Italian. Not because the Italian have to win, but because the Italian have to have a good experience and they must have the chance to win. As up to them, of course. If they are strong, okay. Not strong, you can win today, but you will lose tomorrow. So.
And what are some of the specifics when you're looking at different matches? Like, are you looking at people's weights specifically? And this guy's 71, but this guy's 69, but has a bit more experience. How are you sort of weighing everything to make a good match?
About the fighter, of course, the experience is very important. The strategy of the fighter, if it's strong with arm or kick or clinch, and of course, how they cut the weight, because some fighters, that they cut a lot weight. This is very important for WBC because you cannot do in WBC cannot cut the weight. It's impossible because they check 1 month before, 2 weeks before, and 1 week before the fight. So it's impossible that the fight do something wrong. And this is very good for the health. Because this is very important.
How much are the WBC athletes allowed to cut? If it's a month out from the fight, it's only like
last week, for example, 61 kilo could be 63 2 kilo.
Oh, 2 kilos.
Yeah.
That's
1 week before.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, really good because this is one of the biggest problem in MMA, of course. But now is going to kickboxing and Muay Thai too, because fighters think that, but you can cut the weight in MMA. But normally MMA fighter they do 3, 4, 5 fights here. But Muay Thai is different. We have more fights. Kickboxing a lot. Yeah. So it could be very dangerous.
Yeah, you always see like the MMA fighters that are like literally put on the scale and they look like skeletons and then they fall off and it's terrible.
Yeah. And another problem is that sometime in Thailand you check the weight the same day of the fight, so it could be very dangerous.
Yeah. If it's same day weigh-ins, it's even harder to cut. More than 2 kilos is very unhealthy.
Yes, I think these rules in WBC is one of the most important rules for fight sports, and I hope that all federation will follow this kind of work. I worked before with many federation, but I never saw work like this. I never find one organization that is very strict with the rules like WBC. This is why
you work with the WBC now.
Yes, only now. Only.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But going back to the matchmaking, what are some of the things you've learned from promoting and matchmaking?
For the promoting matchmaking is social media now. I think is the best way. Is best way. Before, when I started in '99, the TV or the broadcast on TV, I broadcast on national TV, my first event, and was the best at that time. Only TV or sponsor and everything, but now it's social media. If you want to be in contact with your fans, must be on social media. But it's not only to promote the matchmaking, the event, or the fight title, but it's very important that fighters start to promote themselves on social media. This is most important things, because I think in the future the promotion will choose the fighter also because they have good fans on social media that will follow them. It's very important. And also for find sponsor, because the fighter have to find sponsor by themselves is very important, so they can choose where they want to fight. It's more easy if they want to grow in this kind of business. It's very important.
Yeah, you sort of mentioned that as well before, mentioning how fighters, if they want to stay in Thailand long term, they need some sort of support and need like some financial backing. Basically, having a strong social media presence really helps with that. Do you feel Italian fighters are good with their social media, or are they still developing?
Yes, good question. This is my biggest war with the fighter, because they say, no, I have to train. Okay, you can train your life, no problem. Yeah. But you have to fight, you need money. What you are looking with this kind of sports, you want to become real a professional fighter or a real professional fighter? Do you want to live with the money that you will get for the fights, or maybe from the gym or mix? It's totally different. Sometimes it's difficult to talk about this because some fighters, they refuse to work with social media. They think that it's not for them. They don't understand how to work. And we try to help them. We tell to them, make the video training. Sometimes you have to talk something, some videos about you and nice picture, but sometimes it's difficult to find good picture for the fight, for the poster, because they didn't send you. They take maybe one picture in bathroom and then send to you and say, what can I do with this picture? Or maybe screenshot from social media. Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes it's very difficult.
Why do you think it is so difficult for them? Do you think that they don't understand technology? Do you think it's, they just refuse to do it? Do you think they don't know? Why do you think it's difficult for fighters to promote themselves?
I think they don't understand. They just don't understand. There is few fighters that are working very strong with social media and with sponsor. And they get more money from sponsor than fight. The fight is second. It's not so important how they get with the fight, but it's very important which fight. This is why WBC is growing a lot, because with a brand like WBC, you can find sponsor more easier. January to August in Italy, I think we will have almost 30 titles.
Oh, wow.
30 titles. From January 1st to end of August. Almost 30 titles. It's incredible. It's incredible activity. And, they have to promote. They need the official referee and judge. They need a good opponent. They have to pay the fighter. Of course, they have to pay the belt and everything, sanction fee, everything. But they find the money because this WBC is very important. So this is important for Italian fighter, and I'm pushing them to work with sponsor to promote more, because they have a lot of credibility with WBC. This is different because our problem, in our business, that who knows Muay Thai, kickboxing, MMA, who is inside this world? But people outside don't know. Don't know about federation, don't know nothing. But WBC, everywhere you can find people that know WBC. This, thank you for boxing. This is history of boxing, and it is the biggest brand in boxing. So it's very popular. This brand can help a lot the fighter to grow it, to find sponsor.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, for instance, if I was a national WBC belt holder, it's easier for me to say, get a sponsor by telling them, I am a WBC champion. And they're like, we don't know Muay Thai, but we know WBC. Okay, this is legitimate.
Yeah.
And something that you mentioned was a bit about the refereeing and judging. What is it like working with different referee teams and different judging teams when you're promoting? Are you, I know that WBC has a different model, but before, how did you have good referees and judges?
We have some good referee judge in Italy. They work a lot for kickboxing, Muay Thai. Before, but when we started with WBC, I asked to them that rules are a little bit different and more clear and straight. So we need to work in the right way. There's no way. We need to know everything. So WBC a few online seminar for judge and for official. So I asked them if it was possible to do one for Italy, and the first time was incredible, more than 100.
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought it was
100.
I thought it was at least 50 people, but more than 100 is a lot.
The first time more than 100. The second time almost 70.
Wow.
Incredible.
Wow.
It's good, but this is very good because they know better. Now they follow the rule, they understand. And of course, the seminar was great. It was Mr. Tavut, the head of WBC, Kevin Noon. There's too much experienced people to help to grow our official. And now we are official in all Italy, everywhere. And if you want to promote one title in Italy, it's easy for you. You find the referee and judge. This is very good. Good referee and judge because they have experience for the past, of course. But also they know the rule. This is important for everyone that want to promote in every country, the WBC, to know the rule.
Yeah, for sure. Did you find that before the WBC came in, the refereeing and judging was more uneven, or what was it like? Before the WBC started working in Italy, was the judging not so good, or was it okay level? Because like in America, the judging is generally known as not so good. It's getting better now with like the WBC and USMF and different federations, but in general, the judging and refereeing is not so good.
It's a difficult job, really difficult job, because both fighters want to win.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to explain for someone why they lost the fight when they think that they won. Maybe they won easy, no? It's very difficult. Before WBC, just the system how we worked in Italy was different. But there is one thing that is one of the most important things, that is supervisor. You have to have WBC supervisor when you have event. And the supervisor is very important to support judge, referee, and to give them the right way. And when the supervisor is in, all know that is controlling everything. So, it's difficult to do some mistakes, or maybe it can happen, but it's not because someone want to do something wrong, but it's just a mistake. And the supervisor also control document, control scorecard, control insurance, everything, because this is another most important thing, is the insurance for the fighter. By WBC, mandatory. You, the promoter, have to guarantee to the fighter the insurance, and we check everything. So this is very important. This is very important. And supervisor, I think, is the key.
Yeah, that's interesting. I actually didn't know that the WBC required mandatory insurance for the fighters. Yeah. How much does that cover, and what is the insurance policy?
The insurance have to follow the law by the country where we have the promotion. This is the most important thing. Like in Italy. In Italy, we have a few law under the Olympic Committee, and we have some organization that they support the promotion from the sport, and they give the insurance. Okay, you can have more different level but the higher one is good and is by the law. So it's perfect for us to cover the fighter.
In general, how much does the insurance cover if an athlete is injured?
Or to go hospital. Yes, everything.
Oh, really?
Everything.
Oh, that's very good.
Because there is two different insurance. One is for the fighter, his name. Yeah. One is for the promoter, and this is very big. So it cover a big amount.
That's interesting. In the past, I've fought and I've been badly injured before. So the insurance, at least in America, is like a huge headache. and costs like tens of thousands of dollars if you get injured, or even if you get a few stitches, it's going to be a few $1,000s. So it's very difficult for fighters to sort of think about insurance and how important it is, especially when you're beginning, because you're not necessarily thinking like, oh, I'm going to get cut, oh, my arm is going to get broke, but it happens to everyone. Even someone like Liam Harrison breaks his hand, and all sorts of accidents, injuries, cuts. So insurance is very important.
Yes, because but normally promoters they think that nothing will happen. Then but last time was everything's okay. Okay, last time was everything okay, but next time I don't know. So maybe could happen something very bad.
Yeah.
So they have to spend few time to do some bureaucracy. That I understand that they are boring to do this kind of situation, but it's the most important things.
Yeah, it's that fighter safety.
Yeah.
Because if you get injured in the ring and maybe it's a cut, it's still like an issue of safety to get that cut taken care of properly after the fight.
Yeah.
And if it's not, it can turn into a lifelong situation. Get infected or, all sorts of things. Going back to the production side of things, you talked about how Kunlun had a very high production rate, and some of the other shows are a bit different. Can you talk about what production you need to have a show in Italy?
Well, the funny thing is that when Kunlun they sent to us the first time the requirement for the TV production with I said sorry, but in Italy you cannot. We not have this kind of situation that is in China, because in China they work on another level. But anyway, we did good work. 7-8 camera for the TV production and the band on side and online streaming and everything they need. Everything they need. Of course, LED screen, LED wall, for scenography, and this everything. But they work with another standard, with a high level standard in China. Outside, but also in Thailand. I saw them in Thailand. Here was not different from Italy. So we can do everything in Italy. We have the possibility to promote every show. Only, with European standard.
Yeah, that's good. I think the Thai production standards tend to be pretty high, especially at some of the entertainment shows like Fairtex or Super Champ or Thai Fight.
One thing that the people in Thailand know Muay Thai fight sport very well. So TV production, in Italy, usually they work with different show. So they don't know very well,
like camera angles.
Yes, how the fighter move. That this is quite different. So I need to learn. We work with our service from long time, so they know. But maybe you have some problem. You need to change it. Take another one. They start from zero.
Yeah. I was recently watching a foreign show that they had dissolve cuts between the different camera angles. So it dissolved from one top right corner to top left, and would do a transition, like a blur crossfade transition. I was like, oh, you do not do that. You do not do that. Should be like a hard cut between the different angles, and then the angles of the camera not being right and cutting people's bodies off and all sorts of issues. I think you're right. It totally takes time to develop those skills.
Yes, of course. Our own team that we work together, they grow from zero with us. They started a month a year ago, 12, 14 years ago. It's Mattia Widi, the guy. And he worked then Kunlun. He managed everything, the event from the promotion that we did in Italy. And now, for the Italian event, we work with 3 camera. It's 3 camera. We do everything. They know how to do everything. The standard is good. Just 3 cameras doesn't need more. Sometimes is enough, and the quality is very good.
We've definitely mentioned it a few times, but you obviously work with the WBC. Can you talk about how you got into working with the WBC?
Oh, if you want to work with WBC, you need to have some plane to develop. You need to have good connection with your country. I think, but I think this for me, for Italy, what we did in Italy, need to start with national title. So don't need to start European or continental title, international. Because sometimes the fighter, they just want to start with international world title. They ask only for that, but no. The most important thing is to start from zero. National title first. You got some international belt before, okay. But this is WBC. So you start from the beginning, a national title, and this is more easier for who want to join WBC, want to promote WBC because the cost is not high like international title, no. So you can start an easy way and build the ranking is another very important thing when we want to start to promote in a country WBC. Build the ranking, find a fighter, build the ranking, and start with national title. For me, this is the best way to start with the BBC. And who want to join us, just have to contact the headquarters in Bangkok and start talk with them and to ask them what we want to do.
And you started working with the WBC in 2019, correct?
Yeah, 2019. First event was in September 2019. And then, the coronavirus stopped everything. But anyway, we had few titles on September, October, November, December. Then we back nation on 2021, May, and 2021 until now we promote a lot of titles. I think almost 40.
Oh wow! Oh, yeah, a lot.
Yes, but under coronavirus time. Under coronavirus time, because the WBC is powerful. You need to believe. You need to believe in the brand, and you need to push the people to understand what they want. They can do with this kind of brand. Then easy start. And it's Muay Thai.
Yeah,
it's Muay Thai. Huh?
Yeah,
it's not kickboxing. It's very very easy with kickboxing, but Muay Thai is different.
And since you've started working with the WBC, have you seen a change in the promotions in Italy?
Yes. Yeah, the feeling different. Different feeling, totally different feeling. Because the fighter ask for title, and they push the trainer push the promoter, and they work together. This is another very important thing. They work together to find sponsor. As I told you before, the fighter finds sponsor, trainer finds sponsor for the title, and also they have the promoter. So sometimes it's easy to go to the promoter, say, "Hey, please do my fight," or "I want to do the title." But the promoter has to find money. It's not easy. He cannot do everything by himself. Need help. So this is working a lot now in Italy. People together. When we have promotions sometimes, but most promotions have 3, 4 titles. It's not everything by the promoter. They work as a team. It's different.
And what are some of your upcoming projects? I know you mentioned that you are heading up the amateur side of things. Can you talk a bit more about that?
Yes, amateur is big news for the BBC, really big news. And of course, good amateur, of course, because by the rules we do only 3 round, 3 minutes fights. So need to be a good amateur. It is possible title too, 5 round, 2 minutes, and the belt will be ready, I think, in a few weeks. So high standard level as usual, so not cheap belt or something like this is possible with WBC. And now we are growing around the world, and each country that want to join us, of course, the representative first, if they want to do professional and amateur both together. If not, a new representative could join us and start to work with WBC, promote amateur. Amateur is not easy because there is a lot of fighter involved. So, insurance and all rules are the same because you will fight under WBC. So you have to follow the rules. So it's not easy to work. We need to supervisor at the event as same professional, and we need to check everything. Everything must be perfect.
Yeah. And there's upcoming youth games in August in Canada?
Canada, yes.
Correct. And then adults games in the near future, correct?
Yes, Kieran Kettle, Nash, Keshwala, they are doing, it's incredible work. Yeah. They start with youth for the first international tournament. It's incredible, huh? Because, to move the youth is not easy. Family and something like this, there's a workaround. And like our Italian team, there is family that will go with the fighter. It's big travel. The Canada is from Italy. It's not very close. And but there's all people very excited about this because it's the first time, the first international tournament under WBC for the youth. So we have a great
Yeah, a lot of expectations.
Big expectations.
Yeah. And you also recently were out here for the Rajadamnorn WBC fight at Rajadamnorn, put on by Venom. What was that like? And what was, looking at it from a promotional background, what was that like for you?
But Venom is big. Venom is a big brand, of course. It's a very important brand. So now they are developed. They have this project that's under developed with WBC. They did this first event. I think they will do more event in the Raja. I don't know very well about this project, and I heard something in the headquarters. But you saw last time, it was beautiful. It was very beautiful. Venom is a very big brand. WBC is a very big brand, and good level fighter, well-known fighter, new talent. I saw one. It was featherweight, super featherweight was tall one.
Oh, Nabil.
5 meter tall.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, Nabil Venom Muay Thai is
incredible.
Too tall. He's good too. Yeah. So he's having a hard time getting matched up now because he's so tall and doing quite well. So be interesting to see how he develops.
Yes, and this is one important word to find the best fighter to help them to grow international level, and to get first titles, important title, to fight everywhere. And Raja, of course, it's the first stadium. Is the stadium, the Bangkok stadium, and it's like before, the same like before, just less screen, something new, some more lights, the same before. I think is very big, good project to have Muay Thai as is the traditional Muay Thai, to fight traditional Muay Thai in the best place, but with a big new project vision, no?
Yeah.
This is for the future.
Yeah, it's good. So just wrapping things up, is there anything that you wanted to talk about that we didn't get a chance to talk about?
No, just to invite everyone to join WBC, to work with us, to try to work with us. I think it's a great opportunity. For me is a great opportunity, and I know the value. I know what mean to work with WBC. I told you before I worked with a lot of organizations before. I don't remember, but many. I promoted in Italy a lot of promotion. I did our promotion, Magron FC and other. There's a lot of work before. But this, what I liked about WBC is very close with boxing. The system of boxing is very professional. The people inside, behind, is very professional people. It's crazy the level. It's crazy. They know everything. They know everything. They work in another way. It's more difficult. You cannot do like before. You know that not what you want, but more easier to do what you want. Here it's difficult, but I think is the right way to push the Muay Thai to grow the level. You find to find more money, credibility, and money together. So I think it could work.
Yeah. Great. Well, I look forward to seeing more good work from you in the future, and of course with the WBC. Thank you so much for your time, Max.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
That was a great interview with Max. I learned a lot, especially about Italy and how promoters and promotion works over there. You know, I think it was really interesting how he said he wanted to build Italian fighters and why it's so important to build things from the bottom up. If more promoters do that, sort of focus on the long-term grassroots efforts, I think that the sport overall will grow. So definitely appreciate Max for taking his time out. This has been I'm Fighting in Thailand, the best news and analysis covering the economics and infrastructure of Muay Thai. I'm Matt Lucas, journalist, commentator, and ex-Muay Thai fighter. Make stronger fighters, make stronger people.